Hello and welcome back to Bookish and welcome back to my Saturday Hodgepodge, my weekly wrap-up of books I've read, booktube stuff, anything random I might want to talk about. That's what I do in this video. And the big news this week is that Jabba the Stump is dead. I have a picture of Jabba up over here. If you've been following my ongoing struggle to hack this huge stump out of the ground of my flower bed so that we can get rid of that and plant something else, then you know it was a week-long battle in which Jabba, through a war of attrition on my part, eventually gave up and was pulled up. I imagine the stump weighs somewhere in excess of 120 pounds with all the dirt on it. Right now our biggest problem is how do we dispose of such a thing, but Jabba is dead. Good news for us. Anyway, in addition to that, I want to talk really quickly about my reading this week. So, you know, this week's kind of weird in that June ended and July began, so that means, you know, for people like me who kind of plan their reading by the month and plan on getting through a certain number of books every month, that means it's kind of a transition week. So I mentioned in, I believe I mentioned in my video last week, or one of my videos, that I was going to read, or I was reading Toni Morrison's A Mercy, and I planned to finish by the end of June. I absolutely did. I also mentioned that when I talked about this book as a part of my video about where not to start with Toni Morrison, I said that, you know, critics thought this book wasn't very good. A, that was wrong, and B, I was wrong. This is a really good book, and while it has kind of the multiple perspectives and really I think the incredibly deep, emotional, complicated human emotion type stuff going on here, as well as, you know, a little touch of the surreal, it is a simpler, beautiful, really affecting story. And so anything I said about it before to denigrate it at all, I was just completely wrong, because I really enjoyed it, and it's something even a slow reader like me could read in essentially 2 days. And then so July started, and July is Jane Austen July, so I began my Jane Austen July reading, which is to listen to an audiobook of Emma, and I got through about the first 4 chapters, and I just, as usual, whenever I read, or more commonly now, listen to a book by Austen, I'm just kind of blown away by her ability to create characters which really live, I think, in my mind. And so that was really good. So I think I'm about, I don't know, an hour and 10 minutes in. It's a long book, so I'll have to, you know, devote some time every day to listen to the audiobook of Emma. By the way, I'm listening to it right now on Librivox, which is a free app in which volunteers have, you know, done the reading of primarily classic books, and you can listen to them for free. Now, and because of that, I always encourage people, you know, to maybe try Librivox, look for their title, particularly if it's a classic like this that's, you know, in the public domain, to look for the title on Librivox and see if you like the voice, the person doing the reading. In this case, I do. There have been some where I just couldn't listen to the Librivox reader do the story. That's true with both times I tried to do an audiobook of the Brothers Karamazov. But in this case, it's working. Now, the other thing that you run into with Librivox is that sometimes the reader changes. Like, it's not always the same reader all the way through, which can also lead to problems, but that hasn't been a problem for me so far with Emma, and I'm hoping that it won't be. I also began and just got really a couple of chapters in to Ronan Hession's Panenka. This is his second book. You know that I loved Hession's Leonard and Hungry Paul last year. So I'm about 3 chapters in. It's a pretty short book, and the chapter is short, so that's not much reading. But I just am already hooked on the characters. I don't know what it is about Hession, but he has a way of really kind of creating family atmospheres and creating kind of a realistic type, realistic characters who you recognize, even though, you know, he's writing about Irish characters and I live in Texas. The family dynamics, the relationships between father and daughter, between grandfather and grandson, just ring so true, and he's a keen observer, I think, of small moments that kind of make up our lives and small observations. So I'm really enjoying that and looking forward. And I'm looking forward to getting the rest of that book. So that's pretty much all my reading for this week. I will say that not making tag videos, which I am still happy for doing. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, dude, you made a tag video like last week, and I did. But not making tags as regularly, and I'm not planning on making any tags in July right now. Not making tags as regularly has had a kind of unexpected benefit for me, in that it's made me enjoy watching tags that you guys do, or you creators do, much more. I don't know why, but whenever I used to watch tags, when I was watching the tag, I was always thinking, ooh, I don't think I could answer that question, or oh, what might question to that be, or I think I've answered these questions a long time before, and then wondering, did somebody tag me? Have I been tagged to do this tag? And that really kind of took some, for me, not have to be true for you, took some of the joy out of watching tags. So one of the things that's happened to me this week, since I think I've made one tag over 3 weeks, instead of like one tag every week. One of the things that happened to me over the last couple of weeks is I've been watching more tags videos, and I've been enjoying those tag videos more. I just wanted to go ahead and shout out one tag video I watched just the other day, and that's Bethanne Bruniga-Socolar's Pain Over Joy tag. And I really like what she did with that tag, because she spent some time kind of defining her terms. That's how she applied them. And kind of I thought it was really insightful about maybe ways we could think about those issues that are raised by that tag. Do we read for pain or do we read for joy? Why do book prizes seem to reward books about pain more than books about joy? How this pain and joy thing is reflected maybe in book snobbery in terms of genre fiction, what intellectual reads really are, and what they're not. And I just thought it was really brilliant, so I'll leave a link to hers down below. While I am shouting out and linking up videos, Claudia over at the Spencer's Library just made a brilliant kind of live stream video, which she called Jane Austen Game Show, in which 4 booktubers participated in a series of challenges to see who was going to win. And it's just hysterical and funny. Claudia's husband appears in the video with an interesting array of remote controls. And it was just funny, and I really enjoyed it. And I believe, if I understand correctly, that video is raising money for charities. Anyway, go check that out. I'll leave a link to that down below too. I'm sure most of you have seen that. I don't have a lot else to say because, kind of like I said, being at the end of 1 month of reading, which I already wrapped up, at the beginning of a new month of reading, where I just really started my TBR for that month, I don't have a lot to say about books, but I thought I would leave you with another kind of musical selection, because this is one of the things that's really become increasingly fun for me about these Saturday Hodgepodge videos. And this week I thought I would leave you with some country songs that I like, which tell a story. So, I think country songs or country music is probably a lot about storytelling, a lot of great country songs about storytelling. So I'll leave links to some of my favorites down below. So I just picked 4. And they're kind of random, some old, some relatively speaking new. I don't listen to a lot of country music today, but there was a time when I did. So one of my favorite country songs is Poncho and Lefty by Townes Van Zandt. That's the original version, not the version done by the collective group called the Highwaymen, which included Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings and others. But this is the original Townes Van Zandt version, which I'll leave a link to below. And along that same time period, that same kind of storytelling, I also am going to leave a link to Sunday Morning Coming Down by Kristofferson, which has to be, I think, the best hangover song ever recorded. So I'll leave a link to that one down below. And then going completely different direction, I'm sure you're going to think I have some kind of personality divide issue because of this. The third song I wanted to leave a link to is called Me and Charlie Talking, and it's by Miranda Lambert. It's one of her first kind of hit songs, and I just found the song really charming. And to be honest with you, I think Miranda Lambert probably looks like every girl I had a crush on, an actual crush on, when I was in 7th grade. So I'll leave a link to that one down below. And then I really have a hard time moving beyond country music without talking about Allison Krauss. So I'll leave a link to Allison Krauss's Ghost in This House, Allison Krauss of Union Station's version of ghosts in this house down below. Anyway, there you go. There's my Saturday hodgepodge for this week. I think this one's quicker than average. Anyway, maybe that'll entice more of you to watch. Look forward to your comments in the comments section below. And as always, thank you for watching.